This is the Hot 7 Nightly News.
Good evening. It is Thursday, March 20th, 2025. I am Daniela Edwin. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We are on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, and the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug and play antenna. Thank you so much for joining us. A dispute over wastewater management in a local community has ignited controversy, as one resident accuses a neighbor in Dennery Village of polluting their property. Relevant authorities are currently investigating the allegations, but the situation remains unresolved.
Tensions are escalating in a small neighborhood of Dennery, where a local family claims that wastewater from a neighboring property is infiltrating their yard. On March 14th, the matriarch of the family reported that effluent from a nearby septic tank has been seeping into their yard, a situation she asserts has persisted for over 2 years. She further stated that attempts by authorities to address the issue have been met with intentional evasion and a lack of response or follow-up from the neighbor accused of the problem.
We have a serious problem. My neighbor's sockaway water is running through the yard and it's causing a hazard, as you can see. It smells very bad. At times I have to leave my house and go. I can't cook. I have to go and get a plate of food every day. I can't sleep there. I have to go to my mom's house. My kids cannot even come around because of that. Once the husband came and he asked me if he can watch the situation, and then I said yes. He came, he watched. He asked us to give him 1 month to empty that, and he has not done that up to now.
The accused neighbor, Jackson Samuels, responded to the allegations on March 20th by denying the claims made against him. He asserted that what his neighbor has identified as wastewater contamination is, in fact, natural water runoff. Samuel further stated that a team of relevant authorities recently conducted an assessment of the situation and determined that a non-wastewater source is responsible for the issue.
My response to that is, that's not true, because the health services or the environmental health people were here a couple days ago. The method they use is to put a chemical in the toilet, flushes it. Wherever it surfaces, then there would be a seepage. That has not surfaced up to now. So there is no wastewater going into there. Based on the soil that exists in this community, the water falling from the hill is going to go directly to the bottom. From my knowledge, the earth have a couple layers of soil. The first layer is very loose. As you throw water on it, or even if you pee, it runs right through. The second layer, it takes longer to go through that, so as it goes down. Now, when our rainy season is on, all around here is like swamp. I go into my vehicle to go to work, I have to put bags on my foot sometimes just to get my shoes not messed up. So if the water comes, and when it comes in your yard, like as for me, under my house, I have to spread zinc to be able to walk under there.
Following an assessment by local authorities, Samuels has confirmed that there is no waste from his family's septic tank, contrary to earlier allegations. He stated that the authorities have recommended the establishment of a drainage system, noting that the issue stems from natural drainage challenges commonly found in the area. The proposed solution involves redirecting water to prevent it from settling and pooling on the land.
Based on the fact that we're higher than them, they're suggesting that it's possible, so just to verify and make sure we concrete the drain that we have, which I have done that. Whoever is at the flat, like everyone else, all we have to do is to dig a drain to take the water out of our home.
Despite the findings of the Environmental Authority, frustration continues to escalate among residents. One resident has expressed that their family is suffering from the adverse effects of standing water on their property. In contrast, the accused party asserts that the only viable solution is for all neighbors to install proper drainage systems. However, tensions between the two households remain high, and it remains uncertain whether an agreement can be reached.
The National Taxi Union has engaged in a constructive dialogue with opposition leader Alan Chasney to address their pressing concerns. The union expressed gratitude for the opportunity to articulate their needs, while Chasney highlighted his reasons for intervening and identified previous gaps that may have impeded progress.
Taxi drivers of the National Taxi Union, NTU, are advocating for significant changes to address their pressing needs and challenges within the industry. Their efforts gained momentum following a meeting on March 19th with Alan Chasney, the leader of the opposition and head of the United Workers' Party, UWP. This meeting provided a crucial platform for taxi drivers to voice their concerns and seek support. The president of the NTU expressed that prior to this engagement, their union had received minimal response from relevant authorities, making Mr. Chasney's willingness to listen particularly valuable. He noted that previous attempts to engage with government ministries and other stakeholders had yielded little success. However, the strong turnout of taxi drivers from both the northern and southern regions of the island at the March 19th meeting instilled a sense of optimism for future collaboration and support in addressing their business growth needs.
We've been able to make, I would say, quite considerably some good stride in moving forward. The National Taxi Union, when we spoke the last time, we had an interim body. But as it stands now, we have a full executive in place. We had Congress of Delegates where we put an executive in place. We have had meetings with the Ministry of Tourism, the Minister of Tourism, the DPS, the Chief Transport Officer, the Insurance Council, and the police and other stakeholders in the sector. Today, basically, because of our work and what we've been doing in the sector, we got an invitation to meet with the leader of the opposition in he sharing light in some of the ideas he have in helping us grow in the sector and some of the initiative he had and plans in shaping the taxi sector in us moving forward. And as a body, we do not discriminate against anybody who's willing to help us grow or any stakeholder in the tourism industry.
For taxi drivers, this meeting was a step in the right direction. They hope engagement with Chasney leads to real action and meaningful change.
We try to observe all the taxi operators, organized and disorganized, attached and those who are not attached, to bring everybody under one umbrella so we can develop our product. The product is what sells Saint Lucia. Hence the reason why we were invited to speak to the leader of the opposition. He's aware and he's listening to the news and he see that we reorganize ourselves. So what he's doing today, he called for a meeting through the National Taxi Union and we invite all the different stakeholders and the operators so we can listen his plans. You know, you were in the tourism sector, listen his plans, and this is what we're doing here today. But notwithstanding, without the help of the Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, we had meeting with the Minister, the DPS, the PS, the police, the insurance, the transport, and everybody sat around the table to save and salvage our product. So we're listening and we're still open to speak to anybody else who want to speak to the National Taxi Union.
In response to the ongoing challenges faced by taxi operators, Chasney expressed his commitment to addressing the long-standing issues that have hindered their operations. He acknowledged that previous barriers have contributed to delays in implementing essential solutions, emphasizing the vital role taxis play as the backbone of the country's transportation system. With an ambitious vision for success in the upcoming elections, Chasney pledged to advocate for supportive policies aimed at providing quality assistance to ensure that drivers of the National Taxi Union, NTU, are well equipped to serve the influx of visitors to the countries effectively.
As we know, elections are clearly around the corner, whether it's this year or next year. But the party has started a process to meet with different groups in Saint Lucia to make sure that they have an opportunity to brief the party, as well as tell us what's going on in the country today, and more importantly, as to what are the issues that are affecting them and what policies the party can be looking to implement in order to make sure that they're successful. This is a critical sector of entrepreneurial persons, and I believe that they have to see more benefits from the sector, but at the same time, the visitors need to see a higher quality service. And we have to make sure that we can see how it can be fully integrated. You know, luckily for us, we've seen the impact of Uber on the taxis around the world. And the question is, how can we combine some of those things that Uber offers and to make sure that all of the taxis are not marginalized here? And probably the single most important thing is, how do we see the industry growing? And that their own profitabilities, because each one of those taxis are a business, an individual business. How are we going to see those things grow? So I'm very happy to see the attendance we've had at today's meeting, and I'm really encouraged by their level of participation, and I'm looking forward to seeing their ideas coming out into our manifesto in the next election.
As discussions continue, taxi operators remain hopeful that their concerns will be addressed and that tangible solutions will follow. Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Stevana Francis.
Workers at a company in Vieux-Fort say they've been waiting months for severance payments. The delay has left them struggling to cover basic expenses. They claim a conflict of interest between the company's management and labor authorities is preventing action.
In October 2024, 32 employees were unexpectedly laid off from a recycle company in Vieux-Fort. Maximus Dixon, an unofficial spokesperson for the group from Castries, stated that he and his fellow workers were assured that they would receive severance pay within 7 days of their redundancy as mandated by Saint Lucia's labor laws. However, months has passed and the workers are still awaiting their compensation, leading to growing frustration among them.
None of the workers were settled when they were made redundant, but the union, which is National Workers, told them that they had 7 days to settle the workers, and that the manager agreed to. But up to this day, no payments has been made. Nothing was said to us. The only thing that they told us that about the 7th they would settle us, and that he agreed to. The manager agreed with the union, but the union has been at him for it, and up to this moment we have not gotten anything.
Dixon says that efforts were made to get in touch with the former employer to discuss a resolution by settlement, but that the efforts have thus far proven futile despite the former employer's acknowledgement of the issue.
Through the union, that we were in touch with him, and he promised, yes, that he would settle the workers, but he never gave a set date, time and month as to when he's going to do it. He keeps saying that he will, but finally, after a few months of pressure at him, it was said that it will be paid by the ending of January, beginning of February of this year. But up to this time, nothing has been said again.
Dixon, along with other former employees of the Southern Contractor Company, expresses frustration over the handling of their grievances, citing concerns about potential conflicts of interest that have hindered amicable resolutions. Despite these challenges, he emphasizes the importance of maintaining peace while pursuing a lawful resolution to ensure they receive the necessary support promptly.
In my own strength, I had to really speak to them and tell them that I wouldn't want them to do anything foolish. I want them to stay within the law. They do what is right. Let us wait and see what the authorities are going to do. So that is why we were in touch with the union, and the union were in touch with the Labour Department and the Labour Commissioner. But nothing has come forth since then. The promises, like I said, that at the ending of January, beginning of February, and when we didn't get anything, we reached out to the Labour Commissioner, and he said that a date was not set, no month was set or day, but they were expecting everything to be settled by the ending of November, beginning of February. But like I said, we've been back at him, and he said, he's hoping that this guy is going to settle every one of us.
In a concerted effort to expedite a resolution, workers had agreed to consult their respective members of parliament regarding the issue at hand. Dixon expressed optimism that, in addition to the support received thus far from the Labour Commission, parliamentary representatives can help guide them toward a definitive closure on this matter.
Coming up next, local dance industry receives major boost with new training initiative, and St. Lucians urged to celebrate International Day of Forests on Friday. All that and so much more coming up when we return.